This video is sponsored by Infinity Kingdom. Hello gamers and welcome back to another episode of the Revival of Cities event happening in server 136. So many things have happened in the last week, and you really cannot imagine how many times we went to war already. And the biggest news is that our alliance, Infinity Warriors, successfully moved from Razlan Kingdom to Vitas Kingdom. Yes, we migrated to the Green faction. The power of the Blue faction has been overwhelming recently, and some of the Red alliances just couldn't keep up with that. For this reason, we reached a diplomatic agreement with the other alliances in Vitas to have us migrate there and to make a common front against the Ydvia force. You may now think, but Wick, won't you lose everything you captured so far other than the alliance itself, with the level and the technology? The answer is yes and no. In order for us to let our members migrate, we would need a so-called shell alliance to take over. Otherwise, we would have to start again from a level 1 alliance with zero technology, and nobody wants that. We would be just useless. So this is the story. The stronger players from the Red alliances in Razlan slowly ported over to Blue. This had as a consequence the Blue faction being very overpowered compared to Green and especially compared to Red. We found ourselves in a very difficult position since we were in a crossfire between Blue and Green, and both of them were trying to contend the Red territories, and we just couldn't fight on both sides. So I contacted Lord from Ark, one of the main Vitas alliances which we had a NAP with. If you don't know, a NAP is a non-aggression pact, and I found out that they really wanted us to join the Green faction in order to have a fun matchup against Blue. In this way, we really have to fight hard to win, and nothing will be decided until the very end. Lord, who I really want to thank very much on behalf of our entire alliance for the kindness and great support he offered, spoke with the leader of Val, Pangea. After that, he agreed that we took over Val to be allied with Ark and be part of the Vitas faction. The transition proceeded smoothly and ended up a few hours ago. Our players are actually very excited and eager to fight against Ydvia. Now Green and Blue are very well balanced. We have 4 strong Green alliances in top 10, 404, Ark, EW and CAT, against 4 strong Blue alliances, Attack of Max, OFM, Vulnerability, this other Japanese alliance, and WCI, World Community. We think this will keep players very engaged. We also changed the Shell alliance name from Val to EW in order to keep our previous name and tag. If you're asking, how does it work to switch kingdom? Practically, switching kingdom costs 2,000 gems, and you can do that once a week. The requirements are simple. Your troops must be idle, so no assistance, no scouting, no relocating your city and exploring ruins. Your city and troops are not battling, and third, you are not in any alliance. In order to ensure that even our free-to-play players and low spenders will be able to join us, we took advantage of an event called City Sieges, which will grant your faction an amount of gems corresponding to your score if you capture and control enough cities by the time the event ends. The Green faction helped us protect those cities before the reset happened, and thanks to an attack very close to 00 UTC, we managed to score 200 points, which granted all the members of our alliance a reward of 2,000 gems, exactly the amount needed for the migration, because we would never ever want to leave our alliance members behind. As you can see, we are now in Vitas and the alliance is already full. This move had 2 consequences. One, the strength of EW alone was able to balance the power difference between Blue and Green. And 2, this will consent us as a group to fight until the end in a very fun and competitive environment. All of our players are very active and enjoying this journey so far, and we really want to keep that going. We had very good fights with Green in the past days, some misunderstandings, some drama, which is all part of a war game like Infinity Kingdom. But now we have decided to bury the axe, put together our forces, and make of this Revival of Cities server the single most memorable experience in the game. For this transition, I really need to give a big shout out to our leadership, which you can see on the screen, together with all the players that helped during this process. What's next in server 136? As soon as the Chronicle chapter number 12 will be completed, the control for level 5 provincial capitals will be available. Those cities are very special. They are a bit stronger than normal cities on wall durability and garrisons, but mostly they will tax gold. It means that they will give you the opportunity to claim gold through the Alliance territory tax page. So you can understand why they are so sought after. There will be 3 level 5 capitals opening on the map. Kratos on the bottom left, Philira on the bottom right, and Nyx on the top right. And I'm telling you, a big war will start for the control of those capitals. They also give 4% immortal attack bonus to the members of the Alliance controlling those. So it's an extra added value you can get from capturing them. Yeah, war is coming. And speaking about war, many of you asked in the past videos suggestions on how to strengthen the first march and which element they should go for. See, this is pretty straightforward. If you are a free-to-play player, the easiest option for you is to go for a water march. You can obtain great immortals right away. You will be able to get your Herald in the arena shop in exchange of the insignia currency. Then you will sooner or later get Yoshitsune from the Hall of Immortals and or the Mysterium. In the backline, together with your Yoshitsune, you will for sure be able to use Helen of Troy, which is one of the best purple immortals. And a lot of her fragments already have been distributed in-game thanks to an event at the start of the server. Finally, the 4th immortal should be Brynhild, also very easy to obtain and level up. If you are not a free-to-play player, you have the option to use Merlin and Yoshitsune as Bowman Immortals instead of Yoshitsune and Helen of Troy, and Harald and Attila in the front. You can obtain Attila by exchanging Mystery Pearls for fragments in the daily offer. Mid-spenders and above will go straight for the Earth March, which is the easiest march to complete early on in the game because you will be able to find Zenobia in the VIP shop, Cleopatra in the Hall of Immortals or in the Roulette, Alexander the Great in the daily offer, and you can choose alternatively between Charles or Leonidas. Charles will be found in the Immortal Glory pack, while Leonidas can be found in the Hall of Immortals, in the Mysterium, in the Roulette, and even in the daily log-in rewards. I am personally bringing up both the Earth and the Lightning March. As I explained previously in other videos, there is a countering system here on Infinity Kingdom, basing on which some elements counter other elements. I leave a card up on the top if you are interested on knowing more about that, but the basics of this system can be found by clicking on your avatar on the upper left corner, then going on Assistance and then on Vulnerabilities. Here you can find a lot of information about the Elemental Aura, which is a bonus you can get by deploying dragons and immortals of the same element, the unit suggestions, the list of immortals with all their details, the dragons with the corresponding skill descriptions, the equipment pieces with all the info about type and quality, the Tower of Knowledge skills, and this, the vulnerability chart. Here you will find the counter relationship of the 7 elements, where light or holy counters shadow and shadow only, while shadow counters all the 5 basic elements, which are water, countering fire, countering wind, countering lightning, countering earth, countering water again, in a circle. The same happens for troop types, which are 4, bowmen, spearmen, shieldmen, and cavalry. The reason why I am going for a lightning march is because in a new server like the Revival of Cities server, a lot of experienced players will go earth. Because 1, it's easy to level up and you can find it very early, and also, number 2, it counters water, which 90% of the players will choose at the beginning. And guess what? Lightning will counter Earth. So I sorta overthought that. I will go for the march that counters the march that is the most common used. I'm actually unfortunately struggling with my Lightning March because I cannot find Peter in the Hall of Immortals to replace El Cid, and I cannot find YSG either. I've been a bit unlucky, but I am confident I will manage to pull them soon. In the meantime, 2 great options in the backline are Abaoji and Constance, which by the way are also the best options for free-to-play players in case you are determined to go with the Lightning March. As soon as Genghis Khan will be available, I will make sure to unlock him, and I plan to have Genghis Khan, YSG, Peter the Great, and Richard I for my Lightning March. If you're playing in this server, which march are you powering up? Let me know in the comment section down below. In the next video, I will give you some more suggestions to power up your main march faster, so make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and activate the bell for notifications so you will not miss the next video. If you want to join us on the server, remember that we are now in Vitas, always server 136, and you can use my link in the description down below to download the game. Thanks again to Infinity Kingdom for sponsoring today's video, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao!